large shipbuilding in Australia. An NBN News team has been looking at during and just after the Second World War to the bust of the mid-70s.
Churchill's wartime call for ships, and still more ships that prompted the newly elected McKell government's decision to re-establish shipbuilding as a state enterprise. That was in 1941. For the previous 10 years, what remained of the old Walsh Island dockyard had been rotting away. It had flourished during World War I, but during the Depression, the plant languished rapidly as there was no government policy to preserve the shipbuilding industry. However, enough of the plant and equipment could be salvaged to form the nucleus of the state dockyard as we know it today. The up to now hardly used floating dock, built in 1928, and its associated repair facilities would be installed at Cannington. The first ship completed was a 60-metre twin-screw corvette HMAS Strawn. By the time the war ended in August 1945, a frigate, the Condamine, and no fewer than 22 40-metre auxiliary cargo vessels had been sent down the slips as well. Added to that, 600 vessels up to 14,000 tonnes had been docked for repairs after war damage or collisions. When the State Dockyard celebrated its 25th birthday in the mid-60s, it did so by completing a $3 million self-modernisation program and with orders in hand worth $22 million. Up to that time, 75 ships had been built there, as well as hundreds of other engineering projects. Things looked reasonably rosy until A&L, which was waiting to place orders for 4 bulk carriers, promptly lodged them with Japanese yards in August last year. And once again, the end of big shipbuilding in Australia loomed large. Retrenchments started last October and have gone on at a rate of roughly 120 a month. This, combined with the dismissal of 200 apprentices, has halved the workforce to 1,100 men. Ironically, the year to the end of March 76 was financially the dockyard's best. Profit increased from $8,000 in 74-75 to more than $1 million. All the while, union protests were mounted, including a temporary blockade of Japanese ships in Port Hunter. Dockyard stop-work meetings were held to discuss the situation, and members of a group calling itself the Save the Dockyard Committee travelled to Sydney and Canberra to voice their opposition. There was conference after conference, including one between the ACTU Interim Shipbuilding Committee and the Australian Shipbuilders Association, but all to no avail. The death knell was tolling all the while. So the launching of the 96th vessel, ordered from the State Dockyard, the 25,000-ton Selwyn Range, appears to mark the end of the era of large shipbuilding in Australia.